Hello, fellow cycling fans, and welcome to the preview of the road race at the Olympics 2024 in Paris. I'm sorry that I'm doing this preview so late, but I just got back home from holidays and I just didn't want to miss the preview of this very special race. I love the Olympics, and road race is one of the highlights of the games. Before we take a look at the race profile, the map, potential favorites, bookmakers, odds, and my predictions, let's just do a quick look at the weather. So the race starts at 11 a.m. Paris time, Central European time. It will be pretty nice throughout the day, some 21 to 25 degrees Celsius. Just a gentle breeze from the west, so wind won't play the factor, and it's not going to be too sunny, some overcast skies, so perfect conditions for cycling. Let's now take a look at the race profile. We have 273 kilometers of a race from Paris, obviously back to Paris to the Trocadero. We will do some 2,800 meters of elevation over the race course. But what is the most important is the final circuit in Paris. We'll talk about it a bit later. So, as we can see, the race starts near the Eiffel Tower. Then we are going a big loop, some 200 kilometers around Paris. We will cover 10 small hills before we reach the final circuit, and the final circuit is 18 kilometers long, and it features a one major, let's say, climb, Côte de la Butte Montmartre. It is just a 1 kilometer long climb, but it has a 6.5% at cobbles, so it will be really the focal point of this race. What can we expect in the first 200 kilometers? Well, since the teams are now shortened, we only have four riders per major teams like Belgium or UK. It will be really hard to control the breakaway, so I expect some teams to try and get in the early moves, unlike in the previous games or world championships. So maybe someone from, let's say, France can attack, like Kevin Vakilan, maybe someone from the UK, Joshua Tarling, Fred Wright, Lutsenko from Kazakhstan. Try to go in front of the favorites, as it will be really hard to control it. The major favorites are obviously Belgium and the Netherlands, but if we look at their teams, Mathieu van der Poel only has Dan Hule and Dylan van Baarle. Okay, they are strong riders, but can they really control the big breakaway? It will be really hard to even control who is going to get in the breakaway. So I will be glued to the TV from the get-go. Belgium, on the other hand, they have two big favorites, Remco Evenepoel and Wout van Aert. Remco, of course, the attacking one. Wout more like a cover or a safety net in the peloton. If it comes to the sprint, then he's a great option to take the gold. So that leaves Benoot and Stuyven to control the breakaway. Spain has Aramburu, Ayuso, and Lascano, so I expect one of those guys to even try to go in the early move before we reach the final circuit, where I think that all hell is going to break loose, maybe even on the first lap. Another team that has to go on the attack is Italy. They don't really have a sprinter. Okay, they have Viviani, Mozzato, and Bettiol, but they are all attacking riders. Great Britain as well with Pitcock and Fred Wright. Joshua Tarling, always a great guy for the breakaway. So if he gets in the move, he can be really dangerous. United States, of course, with Matteo Jorgensen. I think that he's going to play a big role in tomorrow's race, and I think that he will even medal for the United States. But I would like to talk a lot about France. I really like that team. Valentin Madua, Kevin Vaquilan, they can cover everything. They can always be in the move in front of Van der Poel and Evenepoel and even Van Aert. So they have those two guys. Laporte, he doesn't look great this season, but it's his Olympics in France. I think he will be super motivated. He won the European Championships title last year, so I expect a good race for him. So he will be the safety net for France. And then Julian Alaphilippe. This has to be the major goal of his season. Olympics in Paris. He's going for gold. I'm sure he will be on the attack. And will he do it? We'll see. Another interesting option is maybe Michael Matthews for Australia, Mark Hirschi for Switzerland. He is amazing rider for these kind of stages or races. He can go on the attack, maybe even take the medal for Switzerland. Rui Costa, Nelson Oliveira will always be in the mix for Portugal, but then we have Bini Girmay from Eritrea. Bini can really win this race. I'm sure that he's capable of it if he survives those climbs. Yes, he's alone. He will have a hell of a race, but I think that also Bini will be in the mix in the final, maybe even a good option for the medal. And then again, like I said, someone like Lutsenko, maybe Derek G can go on the offensive, and the another guy that for sure is going to be on the offensive is Ben Healy. So those are some major guys that I wanted to talk about, and one other name that I want to mention is Jonathan Narvaez. I think that Ecuador can actually even defend their titles from Tokyo. Yes, they don't have Carapaz this year, but Jonathan Narvaez amazing on these kind of hills. I'm sure that no one is going to drop him. He has a nice sprint and he's going to be really dangerous in tomorrow's race. So before we round up this preview, let's look at the bookmakers odds. But before we take a look at that, tell me in the comments who is your pick for the gold medal, and also tell me who do you think is going to get silver or bronze. So the bookmakers have Matthew van der Poel as the clear favorite, and I just can't agree with them. Okay, he dominated in Glasgow, but this is a different terrain. Teams are smaller, no race radios. It's going to be a hell on the road. Who is going to cover the attacks? Who's going to control the breakaway? Everything will be so important. You just can't skip a beat in this kind of race. You have to be in the front all the time, and then someone with multiple options like Belgium can take the gold rather than Netherlands, who just has two riders for Matthew van der Poel. But okay, he is the favorite in front of two Belgians, Remco and Wout van Aert. Then Mats Pedersen, I forgot to talk about him. He's always amazing for Denmark, fourth in Glasgow last year, but I just don't see him winning this race. Then Julian Alaphilippe, I have to back him up. This is the Olympics in France. I have to go with my heart and say that I think Julian Alaphilippe takes the gold, but Jonathan Narvaez, always a good option. Christophe Laporte, Bini Girma as well. Mark Hirschi, Matteo Rogsson. This is such a wide open race. These are even huge odds for those riders. Everyone can do it. Tom Pidcock winning the gold in the mountain bike race. He can also be in the mix for the gold. So this is going to be a thrilling race. 273 kilometers. Don't forget that. So it will be a really long race, more than 6 hours for sure, and I hope to watch it all the way to the finish. Thank you everyone for watching my videos. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video if you like, comment about my races. Have a great day and bye.